Welcome back to the lore and legend of Super Robot Tyson. This time around, we're actually going to look at a series that is so fucked up beyond all compare. It only needs but 4 parts to make a total OVA, and that is Project Zeorymer or Zeorymer. Project Zeorymer, in its original run, was actually started off as a manga of, I believe, 2006. The original manga had 2 issues, and it was entitled Project Zeorymer. In June of 2007 through August, there was another one following that called Project Zeorymer Saishusho. Following after that, a year later, and it's still ongoing, is Project Zeorymer Omega. But the earliest form has to be the OVA, which came out in November 26, 1988 through February 2nd, 1990. And it only had 4 parts, and it's called Project Zeorymer. Now, about the series is so fucked up that I can't even imagine why this was even featured in Super Robot Tyson. For those who are wondering, Great Zeorymer happens to be an SRW original concept. For you see, if you didn't get Great Zeorymer, you would just get regular Zeorymer. Regular Zeorymer only has melee attacks and an energy wave, which I call it Haoken. I only call it Haoken because that's what it is. Look, Haoken from King of Fighters. I mean, Art of Fighting, King of Fighters. Same thing. It has it really does have the effect of Ideon, but the thing is, unlike Ideon, Great Zeorymer does not have anything like a level to gauge how powerful it is. You know, it doesn't have a certain meter in which you have to be careful of setting on, because if you do, it's game over, you know, like Breath of Fire. But it's totally different because Great Zeorymer has the power of all the bosses. Observe. Death Dragon Tornado, which is from Landstar of the Winds. Atomic Quake is from Jiso. And is Burststone of the Mountains. Twin Lords happen to come from Gawain of the Water and Breast of Fire. Jay Kaiser actually comes from Rose C'est La Vie of the Moon. And Proton Thunder is from Omzak. Or the Omzak of Thunder. And Infernal Hades is a stronger version of the Meo Kokeki. Or the Hades attack. The Hades attack is a goddamnly powerful overkill of a weapon, and perhaps, if done right, can be used 3 times. If for some reason it connects. And what I mean by if done right, it's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. If the enemy doesn't move, you can score about 21,000 hits or more by possibly 3 turns alone. Now, the series is really, really dark. It tells the story of Masato Akitsu, who happens to be a boy who thinks he was living a normal life, except the fact that his life was a lie. He's basically, his parents aren't basically his actual parents, and he learns of something that totally blows his mind. It's told in story format in SRWJ, but he's forced to actually, but he, like Toya, is forced into battle. And so throughout the course of the game in which you do get Zeorymer is one of those, but thou must. It's a but thou must kind of operation with him. Because the game wants you to get this version. It wants you to get Great Zeorymer. You cannot get Great Zeorymer unless you actually beat the bosses from Project Zeorymer. And you have to beat them in order. The last part you have to beat in order, otherwise if you don't do it, you won't get Great Zeorymer as its final boss, but you will get Howl Dragon, and therefore when you get Howl Dragon, that means you really didn't get Great Zeorymer. But Zeorymer is one of those anime that is so dark, so messed up, that even the first manga that actually came out had part hentai in it. In short, this series was basically a King of the Mountain anime. Because they kept going after Masato, in the anime or in the game, Masato's alter ego is called Masaki Kihara. So therefore, yeah, Masato suffers from split personality syndrome, much to the chagrin of Samurai Deeper Kill. So there's not much I can possibly tell you about Great Zeorymer, except that Great Zeorymer, despite his awesome power, you would think he was developed by Yoshiyuki Tomino. And I tell you, I can't even fathom of trying to explain exactly what I read. But what I am going to do for you is, for anybody who is interested, I will post the link down below. As with everything else, I will post the link down below about everything that I have tried to explain to you so far. But as I explained, Zeorymer is a powerhouse, and J was its debut. He was featured in another later game in the Alpha series. And of course, the difference was he was voice acted. But I mean, of all the powerful, goddamnly powerful units, you can never go wrong for Great Zeorymer. I mean, for one thing, you're sacrificing getting more people to your side for a pure power unit. And what I did throughout this whole run of the game was showing you how to get the most powerful unit in the game, besides the main hero's second form, the Great Draconis, or as I dubbed it, the Diismus. But Great Zeorymer, or Zeorymer, like I said, I cannot explain. I've read it all on Wikipedia, and I can't even explain how messed up the manga and the anime really is. So I will post that down below, and yeah, you can tell the repair costs. You better not get this bad boy fucked up. That's gonna cost you. If you're playing normally, that is gonna cost you. However, Zeorymer has one thing going for it, and it's the fact that its health can regenerate. Its energy can generate. That means whatever you can throw at it, it can somehow nullify it with the DCS or just phase shift out of the way. And as long as it's not below 0, he could take a hit and regenerate from turn to turn without little or no help at all. So that's something you should reconsider. When you're playing Super Robot Tyson J, whether it's in the English patch version or you're playing the pure Japanese version, you have to consider, would you want a pure power unit over some allies with lesser power but probably more stats to deal with? That's something to think about. In any case, great Zeorymer. As far as I know, this thing is badass, and I'm glad I actually went through all the hell to get him, because some rewards are just worth it. Some risk is truly worth the reward. So, in our final episode, we shall talk about the greatest space comedy ever known, Kiro Senkan Nadeshiko. So stay tuned, more of the lore and legend of Super Robot Tyson right after this.